So I'm not an environmental lawyer, but I found Councilmember Zwick's question about car shopping an interesting one. You know, it's been a minute since I've shopped for a car, but when I did, I knew that I didn't want a pickup, that I didn't want a Hummer, I didn't want a diesel or gasoline, that I wanted a hybrid. I then narrowed my search to among the dozens of hybrids that are out there from there. And that's what we're being asked to do tonight. Do we want a Hummer or do we want a hybrid? We're being asked for an initial vision that we have to focus staff's work, because we don't really have the bandwidth to do every possible scenario that might come up that we might want to explore. So just for comments, Amber and team, thank you for hearing me on ranked choice voting. You know I love it for consensus building and decision making and really drawing out preferences. I also support scenario one. I don't love how rectilinear the design is. I love the more natural look and feel of scenario two, just without the development. My colleagues are probably going to spend a lot of time talking about the active and passive recreation and things like sports fields, aquatics, urban forests, grass meadows, trails, community gardens, small music stages, grass fields, green bowls for concerts that I'm also interested in, but I'll let them do that to advocate for a couple of things that might not come up. The first one being, thank you for hearing me about the Compass Rose. As a pilot myself, I want to honor the legacy of aviation in this space, its contribution to the war effort and aviation innovation, and to the women aviators, celebrating SMO's history, hosting the first Women's Air Derby transcontinental air race in 1929, from which the 99s were founded. So thank you for that. I'd also like to look at ways to include Indigenous peoples and ensure that there are spaces for heritage celebrations and cultural activities, which I feel are compliant with the LC vision. But I want something more than the, frankly, and I'm sorry to the staff and artists who worked on the Belmar project, but it's something more than that kind of embarrassing recognition of what our community did to Belmar. And I'll just say that, like, we stand at the threshold of something really rare. This is a once in generations chance to transform a space currently devoted to flight into a place that strengthens our bodies and minds, heals nature, and really lets our spirits soar. This is a place that will inspire wonder in every child who runs barefoot through an open field, in every senior who walks beneath the canopy of native trees, in every artist who finds quiet beauty in the shape of the land, and in every athlete who needs a space to play, in every renter who needs a backyard. I support a great park because one day, 100 years from now, the LA region will be more dense. Whether we, you, and I want it to, whether you want it to or not, like, our great-grandchildren deserve open green space too, and we will be grateful that we preserve this land. Santa Monica needs housing, period. LA and California are far too expensive. The rent is too damn high. You know, we will and are building affordable housing. We will build workforce housing, and we will and are loosening the restrictions that block the missing middle housing that our community desperately needs. We have taken active steps to do all of this. We can and should build up. There is so much open airspace above our downtown and along our boulevards where housing should go. But at the airport, I want a park and only a park. Every inch we take away from green space, recreation, sports fields is an inch we won't ever get back. So those are my comments. Thank you.